This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. As of this afternoon, every single county in Wisconsin is reporting at least one case of the coronavirus.
Langlade and Taylor counties were the last holdouts, and both now are reporting their first cases of the virus. That brings the state's total to 13,604 cases in the state. That is up more than 550 just today. 14 more people have died from the virus, bringing the total to 481 deaths. 58% of all positive cases have recovered. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services announced the percentage of positive COVID-19 tests has climbed by more than 3 percentage points since yesterday. It is now up to 8%, the highest since Saturday. The daily testing capacity has also increased. 2,500 more tests were given today compared to yesterday. Even though the state Supreme Court has struck down Governor Evers' safer at home order, DHS officials continue to track the Badger bounce back plan's gating criteria. The DHS website says 4 out of the 6 criteria have been met. That is the same results as the last 2 days.
And Governor Evers has allocated $75 million for increased contact tracing efforts.
In a statement, the governor said more than 200 current state employees have been reassigned from typical duties to make these crucial phone calls. In the coming weeks, the state will be hiring additional limited-term employees to increase the scale of the contact tracing program. We talk a lot about contact tracing here at News 3 and the need for it in order to move into the next phase of safely reopening. Our Jamie Perez explains what contact tracing looks like exactly and why it's so important moving forward. Jamie?
The state is actually looking to hire more people to do contact tracing, to be a part of that effort to help us reopen the state and really move forward. Today, I found out exactly what that looks like and how you can be a part of the solution in helping our state reopen faster.
Talk a lot about contact tracing. What exactly is that?
And, this is really the public health tool that helps us actually get ahead of the virus. If we can identify through contact tracing people who are at risk of getting sick and kind of remove them from being out in public or know that they have the disease, we can curb transmission.
Public health officials have been working around the clock, calling people who may have come into contact with those who test positive for COVID-19. There are some misconceptions about how contact tracing works and how it actually can get done effectively.
I mean, there are some naysayers of this. Like, how is it possible for you to track down all of these people, and are you just going to quarantine everybody? What would you say in terms of that?
Well, there's a time component. So, someone who has a face covering and then passes by someone in a grocery store for just a brief second or two, it's exceedingly unlikely that that encounter is going to transmit COVID-19. Say we had a positive patient who had been at a bar and the bar was loud and they were talking loudly with a whole bunch of other people for an hour and a half without a face mask on. All those people around that person at the bar would be someone who public health would be really interested in, because their risk of actually getting the disease would be quite a bit higher.
Of the $75 million Governor Evers set aside for contact tracing, up to $50 million will be used by public health departments to hire more people to investigate the disease, contact trace, and monitor. The remaining funds will be invested in technology to help.
It's really looking at the risk of those different people that the individual who's positive came in contact with and determining based on that risk, is this someone who we think should be tested?
The more people who test positive in our state, the more people the state needs to hire to keep up with contact tracing efforts. And if we can't keep up, it will set us back even more from being able to reopen.
I think it's a moving target based on what's going on in the state.
So this job involves a lot of phone calls, monitoring and following up with these people who test positive for COVID-19. If you're interested, the Department of Health Services has more information on the job description on its website.
Jamie Perez reporting live. Jamie, thank you.
The Wisconsin National Guard says it has administered more than 52,000 COVID-19 tests. Currently, 25 teams are spread out across the state testing Wisconsinites since last week. They've tested nearly 4,750 people here in Dane County at Alliant Energy Center, and at the 2 locations locations in Rock County, they've collected more than 1,500 tests. Another 30 troops are working at a call center, letting people know the results of their COVID-19 tests.
Governor Evers announced a new program that will support farmers suffering during the pandemic. The program is a $50 million investment to provide direct payments to Wisconsin farmers. Eligible farmers will be asked to apply for the aid through the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. Farm support payments could begin arriving as early as June. To complement the Wisconsin Farm Support Program, the governor has also committed $15 million to the Food Security Initiative. A portion of the funding will go toward helping food banks, pantries, and other nonprofit organizations fighting food insecurity.
And Governor Evers also announcing millions of dollars of relief for those who are having a hard time paying the rent. The $25 million program will provide direct financial assistance for owed rent and security deposits for eligible individuals. Eligible applicants must be an adult Wisconsin resident with a household income at or below 80% of the county median income in the month of or prior to the application date. Once approved, eligible individuals may receive assistance of up to $3,000 in a combination of rent payments and or security deposits.
The Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development is continuing to hire people to help file claims. Today, Secretary Caleb Frostman says they've hired up to 1,300 new employees to help Wisconsinites file claims. Prior to COVID-19, they had about 500 employees. Frostman says they've received over 2.1 million weekly claims. Workers have now received more than $1 billion in unemployment benefits. The state portion of that is about $418 million. Frostman says if you do go back to work before you receive your unemployment benefits, you will still receive those benefits.
Our top priority is to pay every eligible claim as fast as humanly possible for those reasons, that unemployment insurance is meant to be there for people who are out of work through no fault of their own, and we want to make sure that those dollars get in the hands of the folks that need it.
The State Department of Workforce Development is expanding call center hours to tackle the enormous workload. They'll now be taking calls from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., an addition of 2 hours per day.
Finally, a sunny spring day, and there are a couple more good days coming our way. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Sure looks that way, Eric. We finally broke into the sunshine for about 90% of our viewing area. The other 10% down from around Monroe, eastward or westward toward Platteville, has stayed underneath cloud cover for much of the day, although those clouds are starting to break up as well. You can see on Doppler track, hardly a drop of rain to be found anywhere in the Midwest, so that's pretty good news. Right now, temperatures are still a little warmer to the north. Notice Black River Falls almost at 80 degrees, La Crosse at 77, while Madison's at 69, and Platteville, which has been underneath cloud cover for much of the day, at 66, and Monroe at 64 degrees. Temperatures over the next 12 hours will drop off into the upper 40s by early tomorrow morning, but we'll see partly sunny skies tomorrow, another mild day with a high temperature of 72. Later on, I'll take a look at our holiday weekend forecast for the Memorial Day weekend in a little more detail, and it does include some thunderstorms.
All right, Gary, thank you. Former Vice President Joe Biden visited Wisconsin computer screens today.
Amy Reed is live to show us what he had to say. Amy?
The presumptive Democratic nominee continued his virtual campaign with 2 stops in Wisconsin today. One focused on rural issues and the other took on the big city.
I wish we could all be together in person, but...
Former Vice President and presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden made his first stops in Wisconsin today, once talking to a virtual crowd in Milwaukee.
You know, as I speak today, more than 90,000 Americans have lost their lives this pandemic.
Another stop focusing on rural issues in a roundtable discussion with Democratic Congressman Ron Kind and his constituents in healthcare, business, and agriculture. Biden focused his responses criticizing the current administration's handling of the pandemic and trade, and hearing from one person who was frustrated with the access to small business loans. Biden blamed Trump on that and widespread issues with unemployment insurance.
Well, guess what? It's not getting out there. The reason it's not getting out there is the federal government did not help prepare states who are going to be overwhelmed as they have been with all these claims, over 30-some million claims.
Biden's comments and campaigning come after multiple visits by the Trump administration, including a rally with the president in early January and 2 stops in Madison for VP Mike Pence. Today, the pair also had a familiar voice in their corner, former Governor Scott Walker, who criticized Biden on his plan to combat climate change and his not releasing records tied to an allegation that he sexually assaulted a staff member in 1993.
Obviously, Joe Biden proclaimed his innocence, but I think it's critically important in light of what Congressman Kine said to remember that Joe Biden still refuses to allow anyone to access his Senate files at the University of Delaware. That could include records about these allegations.
The latest Marquette poll did not show a strong lead for either Biden or Trump, and it showed split approval and disapproval for Trump's handling of the coronavirus. And many experts believe that that response is what's going to be key for voters when they head to the voting booths in November.
Thank you, Amy.
The Trump administration is continuing its push to reopen the country as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention pushes out updated recommendations. CDC published 60 pages of detailed guidance for reopening, something lawmakers and local leaders had called for after reports the White House shelved the initial document. Those guidelines specifically target schools, restaurants and bars, child care programs, workplaces, youth programs and camps, and mass transit. Meanwhile, President Trump tweeted threats to cut federal funding to Michigan and Nevada because their states are ramping up absentee ballot applications due to the pandemic.
I would appreciate any federal partnership that wants to stay focused on solving problems and not get into politics. We got to take politics out of this crisis moment.
Nevada's governor called the threat inappropriate and outrageous.
Another area county fair has announced it is canceling this year. The Columbia County Fair was scheduled for July 22nd to the 26th, but it won't happen this year. The fair has been going on every year since the 1850s. The County Fair Board says it's already booked the fair for 2021. It will be July 21st through the 25th next year. The Dane and Sauk County Fairs also announced their fair cancellations earlier this month. Health officials across the country are thanking emergency medical service personnel during this National EMS Week. EMS are often the first on the scene to help an injured or ill patient. Most EMS are volunteers and professionals, and they continue to safely deliver care to patients, especially during the pandemic. About 100 UW Health staff members also work as EMS providers in their own communities. That includes Christina Kappa, who works as a volunteer for the Waterloo EMS.
I think they realize that majority of small towns are all volunteers, which there is a lack of volunteers these days. So for them to put their time out is huge, and sometimes the resources the small towns have are minimal. So we as the ER understand that and can also help kind of give them advice or teach them.
SSM Health is also thanking EMS partners who take care of their patients. Their theme for EMS Week this year is Ready Today, Preparing for Tomorrow, which they say is meaningful as EMS are playing an important role during the pandemic response, but are also continuing to care for patients experiencing non-COVID-19 related health emergencies.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5. Michigan under a state of emergency as a city is underwater after heavy rainfall. We'll tell you how that situation developed. And coming up at 6, Madison police stopping a large number of speeders during the quarantine. We'll hear why. That's next hour. And midweek trading, the Dow taking back Tuesday's losses with a 369-point jump on Wall Street. The Nasdaq adding 191. The S&P gains almost 49. We're back after a short break.
Save at Wild Easttown Honda on over 400 new Hondas with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Save with 0% financing on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Stock up on spring essentials at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, we have low prices on must-haves for your yard, home, vehicle, and more. Like this Craftsman Mechanics tool set, only $149.99. Get $100 off all Cub Cadet XT1 and XT2 lawn tractors. Rewards members get a free $5 gift card when you spend $30 on Miracle-Gro products. Plus, place your order online or on our mobile app and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
In uncertain times, where do you find certainty? Social distance doesn't mean you're alone. Even in these trying times, make sure you're making fact-based decisions for your retirement. Turn to the Madison Money Guy. Let's review your financial strategy together. You can meet with us face-to-face without leaving the comfort of your own home. Call Retirement Income Strategies to schedule your virtual visit. 608-208-1800. That's 608-208-1800.
Sometimes distance isn't the only barrier between you, your friends, and your loved ones, which is why TDS works tirelessly to provide you with the fastest, most reliable internet so you can stay strong, stay connected, and keep your world together. TDS, the best internet for how we live.
Right now at Wild East Town Honda, sign and drive a new all-wheel drive CR-V for $299. That's $299 with zero down, zero first payment, and zero due at start at Wild East Town Honda in Madison.
Hi everyone, Hattie's tracking warmer temperatures along with the chance for storms over the holiday weekend.
And the way we shop for groceries has changed over the past couple of months. We'll tell you which of those changes could be permanent.
We'll see you Thursday morning at 4:30.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. On air, online, and download the Channel 3000 First Warn app. Be the first to know what's headed our way.
An investigation is underway in Port Washington after a 74-year-old woman died after a wall collapsed on her. It happened Sunday at the Lincoln Village Senior Living Facility. 74-year-old Judith Chasefsky was found underneath that rubble. The senior living facility is blaming weather for the collapse. Port Washington police say the city building inspector is looped into the investigation, and they are working to learn if the wall was up to code.
Catastrophic flooding from two failed dams could put the town of Midland, Michigan underwater. Michigan's governor has declared a state of emergency, and some 10,000 people in the central part of the state have been told to evacuate. The collapse of the Edenville and Sanford dams already forced the evacuation of thousands of residents downstream. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer flew over impacted areas today, warning residents floodwaters could reach 9 feet.
We are anticipating the height being around 8 o'clock tonight. If you are in an impacted area and have not done so yet, please get somewhere safe.
Back in 2018, the Edenville Dam was given an unsatisfactory condition rating by the state, and Governor Whitmer says her administration is examining what caused both dams to fail and will pursue legal action if necessary. Governor Whitmer also seeking federal help. President Trump is scheduled to visit Michigan tomorrow.
A tropical cyclone has made landfall in West Bengal, India, near the border of India and Bangladesh. The typhoon had sustained winds of 100 miles per hour, according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. That is the equivalent of a Category 2 Atlantic hurricane. The center of the cyclone continues to push inland across eastern India and Bangladesh. Heavy rain is expected to cause flash flooding across the region through tomorrow morning. Once the storm pushes inland, it should weaken and is expected to dissipate by Friday. Let's get a first look now at our weather, and boy, what a nice day to see the sun, a little warmer outside. Good Wednesday on the way.
Yeah, we had no place to go but up after the clouds of the last few days, but most of us cleared out. This is the live view from the WISC Skycam looking off toward the east. You can see not a cloud in the sky around Madison. However, this is the view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville, and notice there's still a fair amount of clouds there. There are some breaks in the overcast, but there's been more clouds right along from southern Grant County through southern Greene County, so basically from about Platteville to Monroe to around Janesville. From there southward, there's still cloud cover. North of there, skies have really cleared out, and even these clouds should clear out with time, at least for a time tonight. But you can see, even though there's clouds there, not a drop of precipitation. So at this point, at least the rain is over with. As far as 3 things you need to know in the forecast, dry weather will continue for tomorrow and Friday, even though the clouds will come back on Friday. Thunderstorms are in the forecast for this upcoming Memorial Day weekend, but there'll also be some dry hours as well. And above normal temperatures are expected to go from the end of this week all the way through at least the middle to latter part of next week. As far as the Memorial Day weekend itself, you can see we have scattered shower and thunderstorm chances all all 3 days. High temperatures, upper 70s to around 80 degrees, and humidity levels will be up, but there'll also be periods of dry weather, so don't think this is going to be a complete washout. I mean, there will be some dry periods, especially Saturday and perhaps Memorial Day Monday if the showers and storms can get out early enough. But the weather pattern has shifted across much of North America and the Northern Hemisphere. The jet stream is lifted to the north in the Pacific Ocean, dropped southward in the eastern Pacific Ocean, and then take a look at the configuration of the jet stream. It kind of looks like the Greek letter omega, just like this. We call that an omega block, and usually when you see a big wave like that, that means weather systems move very slowly. So that persistent area of low pressure that's been to our south from the last couple of days that's brought us the clouds and the rain has shifted southward a little bit, but still is spinning around on the one side of the omega block. Another system on the other side bringing precipitation, showers, some thunderstorms and mountain snows in the western portion of the country. But in between, the jet stream pushes northward and the air starts to warm up, and that's what we're seeing just out to the west of us. So while temperatures are cool underneath the cloud cover, it's actually warmer to the north where winds are a little more southeasterly and the sun is shining. So you can see temperatures right now, 80 in Eau Claire, 77 in the Twin Cities, whereas to our south where there's more cloud cover, temperatures are still in the 60s. We're kind of in between. Madison right about at the 70-degree mark, and eventually we'll look for high temperatures to be in the low to mid 70s the next couple of days. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies, a mild day, high temperature at 72 degrees. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, I'm going for cloudy skies on Friday, but still with a high of 74. There's a chance of a shower or thunderstorm Friday night, and then Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day Monday, some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but also some dry periods, highs upper 70s to around 80. And then next week, you can see those temperatures still in the upper 70s to around 80, at least through Thursday. There are signs we might cool down a little bit, but not dramatically so at the end of the week, and then be followed by another warm-up right after that.
All right, Gary, sounds good. Thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the Northwoods League season in question due to COVID-19, but the Mallards finding a different way to get fans to the duck pond. We'll tell you how ahead at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Shop the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses from the comfort of your home on steinhoffels.com. Right now, Steinhoffels will ship your purchase free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Start shopping right now with a name you can trust, steinhoffels.com.
My bucket list is simple. When the time comes, I want to be at home with people who care how I live, not just how long. A Grace did that for my dad, and now I know a Grace will help me too.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes.
And what I love about Plexiderm is this Memorial Day, you can try it at 50% off our retail price. So start your summer off feeling like your best self.
All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it, and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
Try Plexiderm at 50% off our retail price this Memorial Day and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
The Madison Mallards are transforming their baseball field into a drive-in movie theater. The Mallards are turning the duck pond into a theater for a showing of Aladdin tonight. That show, along with tomorrow's showing of Frozen 2, are both sold out. There are only 3 shows that have tickets still for sale. Inside Out, which will be playing Saturday, Pets, which will be on Sunday, and Star Wars The Force Awakens, which will be played on Monday. Tickets are $40 per vehicle. The Mallards are also offering snacks and alcoholic beverages for adults. To get tickets for the drive-in movie, head to northwoodsleague.com.
Bucks guard Pat Connaughton is hosting a radiothon to raise funds for COVID-19 relief. It'll air on ESPN Madison 100.5 FM, 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. tomorrow, and all proceeds will go towards Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin, Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin, and Connaughton's With Us Foundation. Fans can donate and bid on silent auction items, which include autographed items from Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Kareem, Oscar Robertson, and Aaron Rodgers.
Facebook is lending some assistance to small businesses. The social media giant is introducing Facebook Shops. It's something that makes it easier for companies to create a single online store for customers to access them on Facebook and Instagram. There's no charge in developing a Facebook shop. Facebook says this new application will make buying and selling online more simple.
Some Hollywood heavyweights are partnering with Dr. Anthony Fauci and other experts to push for a more unified global response to the pandemic. The hashtag Pass the Mic campaign, part of the One World campaign, was announced today. Some of the stars will turn over their social media accounts for a day to frontline workers, health, economic, and other experts to let them share their perspectives on the pandemic. It'll start tomorrow with Julia Roberts surrendering her accounts to Dr. Fauci, a key member, of course, of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. And stay with us for a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Save at Wild Easttown Honda on over 400 new Hondas with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Save with 0% financing on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Steinhoffels is the name you've trusted for over 85 years. We are taking all steps to keep you safe and sound. Come shop our large, wide-open showrooms during Steinhoffels Memorial Day sale. Right now, get 40 to 70% off on the largest selection of furniture, plus nothing down 60 months to pay financing. All living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture is on sale. Get amazing deals on all of our mattresses like Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest, and Purple. Shop in-store or online today during Steinhoffels Memorial Day sale.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies.
That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
week, you're going to get more at the Brothers Maine Memorial Day Super Sale. Get in now with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Right now, improving your home is more convenient at Maine with up to 18-month 0% financing. And we make getting more easy with expert delivery free and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee. The Memorial Day Super Sale for more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. It all ends Monday at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Right now at Wild Easttown Honda, sign and drive a new all-wheel drive CRV for $299. That's $299 with zero down, zero first payment, and zero due at start at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, disaster in Michigan. A major dam failure causes massive flooding. 10,000 are forced to evacuate as shelters try to enforce social distancing. Plus, our series, Racing to a Cure, why a coronavirus vaccine administered to monkeys is giving scientists a reason to hope. And with summer right around the corner, how some Americans are returning to a low-tech outdoor activity to ride out the pandemic. That's all tonight right here on the CBS Evening News.
And a nice evening weather-wise out there tonight, Gary.
Yeah, the clouds are still trying to clear over far southwestern Wisconsin, but for about 90% of our viewers, skies are mostly clear right now. Temperatures are a little cooler where the clouds are still hanging in near the Illinois state line, but north of Madison, they're already close to 80 in central Wisconsin. And tomorrow, we'll look for partly sunny skies, high temperatures in the lower 70s. Look for those temperatures to continue to increase into the weekend. It'll be upper 70s to around 80 for both for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Memorial Day, but there'll also be some shower and thunderstorm chances. Not a complete washout, but you'll definitely need to keep the rain in mind. Look for another chance of showers and thunderstorms later next week. High temperatures will stay above normal through at least Thursday and then turn a little cooler at the end of next week.
Well, it's nice to see those warmer temps in there. Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 5. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6, and stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.